BORTLE here, back from the YCS remote duel event, the first one ever, folks. We have here Samuel with his top 8 pure Tri-Brigade deck profile. Hello, Samuel. Welcome to the channel. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. And you?
Doing great. So, what happened in top 8, man? How'd you lose?
So, in game one, I had the game under control. I had Solemn Strike and Revolt, but I knew his hand was Chaos Dragon. I played against Dragon Links. I knew he has a he searched Levineer from Brotor, and I know he has Safer than Grave. So I saved my strike to strike the effective Levineer, but his next card was an Octovision that he drew off, and that really was a good draw. It chain blocked all my cards, and my field got destroyed. And game two, he had red reboot for my trap card, so it is
Oh
what it
man,
is.
yeah, it is what it
Yeah.
is. Sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh right there. For those that don't know, you did use a different deck like a week after, because for those that also don't know, is that the remote duel YCS event was kind of like a 3-week thing, because you had to use the same deck for the second part of it. Deck you used prior was a mixture with Tri-Brigade.
Yeah. So for the YCS event, I played pure Tri-Brigade with Rescue Cats. The YCS has not concluded. Top 16 had to play it 3 weeks later. And then the next week was the Remote Duel Invitational Qualifiers. That one I won with Zodiac Tri-Brigade.
Do you think you would have had a different result if you had to use that Zodiac Tri-Brigade deck?
I'm not sure because in Swiss I did really good. Day one I went undefeated with this deck, maintaining 8-win round record. And then the next day I only lost once, so I was locked into top 32 and I won my top 32 match. The deck performed good. It's just that it was unfortunate that I had to, lose in top 8, but it is what it is. But going forward, I think the best variant for this deck is definitely Zodiacs. I'm gonna explain why later.
Okay, and it's definitely due to the player right here. Oh god, yes. So before we start the actual deck profile portion of this video, would you like to do some shoutouts?
Oh yeah. First, shout outs to you, Bortle, for having me on the channel. Shout outs to my local card store in New York City, Xeno Zero Gaming. Uh, it's like my Yugi fams. Shout outs to the KU Gaming group chat. Shout outs to everyone in New York City and all my friends and family.
There you go. Without further ado, please take a look at the rest of your deck profile.
So Tri-Brigade uh, hasn't changed. I don't think this will ever change. 3 Nerval, 3 Kit, 3 Fractal, 2 Karis. Even though I'm playing Rescue Cat, I'm only playing 2 of this. I don't like drawing multiples of this. This is the worst one to draw, unless like you have another Beast Monster. 3 Rescue Cat. And for hand traps, I have 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Impermanence, 2 Ghost Spell, and the Gamma package. Driver and Gammas. I put Gamma because I played Rescue Cat in this version. But if I were to play Zodiacs, I wouldn't play Gamma. I think Valor would just be better. And yeah, I played Ghost Spell because I think Tri-Brigade would be really super popular for the event. I mean, when I built the deck. Oh, shout outs to Bill Way. He helped me with the deck list, and shout outs to Lundrity. He special shout outs to him too because he helped me with my deck list as well. We were going over some things about the meta and like the early stages of the meta and how it'll look like. Like we all thought Sky Striker will be really popular for this event because the whole community loves Ray and Engage. It came back. Striker didn't do so well in this event. I mean, it had top 4. It made 4 made top 32, but they didn't go so far. We just theorized on how this deck would be across the meta, like against like Drytron, the Mirror, Sky Striker. Overall, I think the top 2 decks is definitely Tri-Brigade and Prank Kids. Those decks can play 1-card starters and play as many hand traps. And yeah, for the spells, 3 Tenki, 3 Pot of Prosperities, and Call by the Grave. Yeah, in this version, I think this is better because you don't use all of your extra deck. But in Zoos, definitely Pot of Desires. And for trap cards, 3 Revolt, best trap card in the game. Imperial Order, best trap card, 3 Solemn Strikes.
Beautiful. What's the main deck count?
40.
Oh,
I
perfect.
wanted to make this as consistent for a long round event, like as the YCS. It was 11 rounds, so had to make the deck super consistent. Side deck, 3 Cycle Reader, DD Crow, 2 Droll, and 3 Nibiru. Um, I guess I respected Drytron a little bit too much with this. I mean, don't get me wrong, Drytron's really good, but I don't know. I think after this event, less people are gonna start playing Drytrons. Um, because there's just too much for that deck right now. Like,
Yeah, and I assume the DD Crow because you can search it with your extra deck, or
yeah, I can search it with Shurag. So, like, all right. The thing is, I don't want to main this because this card is horrible against the mirror match. Like, the mirror match is, the Tri-Brigade mirror match is not the best thing in the world. Like, it's it's whoever has what, and like, I don't want to have another bad card in the matchup. So I just decided to put this in the side deck. Okay, like so if I play against Striker or Drytron, this is a guaranteed card versus those matchups. Anti-spell, Feather Duster, and 3 Twins. Back row removal for strikers, you know. Funny enough, a lot of people that told me Striker's a super hard matchup for this deck, but I played against 3 Sky Striker decks at the YCS. Two in Swiss and one in top 16, and I beat both of them. I played when Striker had 3 Kagari, 3 Engage, and like I know how to pinpoint that deck, like how to beat that deck. It's not as hard as people think it is. I mean, sure, it gets annoying when they get the multi-roll and everything rolling, but like if we could just stop them early, like that deck is so easy to beat. Yeah, that deck was the probably one of the most hyped decks coming into the early format of the YCS, just because Engage came back. But after like the meta is always changing after like starting August, people are gonna go more gravitate more towards Tri-Brigade and Prank Kids because those are definitely like the strongest options of the format. For extra deck, I played one Appaloosa, Axis Code, uh, 3 Shurags. Since it's the pure version, I had room for 3 Shurags. Best card. 2 Ferrojeets, 2 Bear Brooms, 1 Rugal, Almirage, Double Dragon Lords, Darumado, Doom Eagle, and Omega. This is for Gamma. Uh, this came up once against the Sky Striker deck. Like, I had Shurag in this, and like it just forces out so much because Shurag will banish, this will pop, so they just have to. With Striker, like you know what their back row is gonna be. It's gonna be like Widow Anchor or Shark Cannon, like, so you just force everything out and then finish them with Access Code or something like that.
I see a lot of duplicates. I'm guessing a lot of prosperity targets there, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. In this version, you could play as many duplicates. Like I played 2 Blooms, 2 Rare Blossom, 2 Blooms and 2 Fair Jeets. Um, yeah, in this version, you can afford to use pot. But in zoos, I'd rather play Desires.
And again, folks, if you want to check out his remote duel invitational qualifier first place deck profile, check out the link up here where he used the zoo variant. And thank you again for showcasing this Rescue Cat pure Tri-Brigade version, Samuel.
Yep. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, no problem. And listeners, if you're not a part of BORTLE Nation, sub for BORTLE. It's that easy and it's free. Oh god, yes. BORTLE out.